I am James Hafen. I'm the Senior Vice President of the Product Development Team here at Extra Space. So I was born in Utah. I'm a Utah native. I grew up here, went to school at the University of Utah, and have a degree in economics. My wife and I did spend some time in Minnesota early on in our marriage. I took a job out there for a few years, but we returned back to Utah when we had the opportunity. Both of our families are here, and this is home at the end of the day. Been married to my wife, Lisa, for almost 31 years now. We have four daughters. One's a labor and delivery nurse. Another is a elementary teacher in a special needs class, which is a very difficult job. Both of those are very tough jobs. And then I have two special needs kids who will probably live with us for most of our lives. So I've been in technology my entire career, despite the economics degree. Even in college, I was doing computer support jobs at the medical school at the University of Utah. My first real job out of college was actually working for Megahertz, a company also started by Spencer Kirk. I worked there as an IT analyst and eventually found my way into programming and software engineering. About 1999, a former coworker of mine at Megahertz reached out, said he was working again for Spencer, this time at a storage company, wondered if I'd be interested in a change. And at the time, I was working for Evans and Sutherland, a company that built aircraft flight simulators for commercial and airline training. Just a really high-tech, super cool job and role. Somehow, Spencer and Bill Hoban, who was the CTO at the time, talked me into moving over to Extra Space, swapping flight simulators for self-storage. Ended up being a career-defining moment for me. We spent 3 years as a small team at Extra Space creating an early online version of property management for Extra Space. We took that software commercial, started a company called Center Shift. Ran that company for about 14 years. We ended up selling that company, however, to Yardi Systems in 2014. I stayed there as a general manager for 3 or 4 years, but eventually found my way back to Extra Space in this role in 2018. And thus, 25 years of my career have been tied to Extra Space storage. And for that, I feel deep gratitude and loyalty to this company. Exceptional leaders here, tremendous people that I get to work with in the past and every day today. So I wanted this role for both personal and professional reasons. I have a genuine interest and passion to offer support for this group and be an ally for those who have not had the same privileges as others. And if I'm being honest, haven't had the same privileges that I've benefited from. I've seen too many friends and family members and coworkers who've had to face obstacles in their careers, even subtle obstacles that I haven't had to face. And moreover, as a father of four daughters, early on, my eyes were kind of opened as a parent to some of the biases and headwinds that my daughters were going to face, things they'd have to overcome to have just the same base opportunities that kind of felt organic and natural to me. So, I've been given some really rare and fantastic opportunities in my career, and I've been supported by some tremendous leaders. And this just felt like a very small way I can give back. And I really enjoy the people that I get to work with in this capacity. In my career, one of the most rewarding components have been the relationships that I've had with my coworkers. Some of these relationships are still my closest friends. I've known some of these people going back to my first job. I've known them for longer than my wife. I've been able to work through some really difficult situations, deal with the stress that we all face in our jobs, in large part because of the quality of people I've worked with, and especially because these are meaningful and deep relationships that I built with a lot of people. They're important because they don't just contain themselves to the workplace and what we're doing inside the office day to day. We celebrate each other's weddings, the birth of our children, grandchildren. I know my coworkers' spouses many times, their hobbies, their passions, and they know the same things about me. And that's important. And I honestly, I can't imagine making a commitment to a partner, getting married, adopting a child, and not feeling like I can bring that to work and find support and excitement from my coworkers. Yeah, these situations exist. I've seen them. I think we've all seen them firsthand. So, if we want the best talent at Extra Space, if we want that talent to feel like this is the right place for them to build a career, to stay and contribute and grow personally and professionally, then we have to have a climate and culture that welcomes them and supports them, all of them, everything that they are. Yeah, again, I can't help but admit that I've been so fortunate. I've worked with great managers and leaders that have advocated for me and they've helped me grow and they've pushed me to do better and they've empowered me to take risks and to innovate. So I can't say that my career path has been, very predictable or linear. I've always pushed to do more. However, I haven't been afraid of challenges. I've been willing to work hard on hard problems. I think my best advice is to simply look for opportunities to add value, solve hard problems, and continually be willing to learn and grow, especially in technology. Technology and product careers are constantly changing, and thus you have to change constantly as well. And you've got to help others navigate change, and change is not always comfortable for everyone. Lastly, I'd say seek advice and learn from your mistakes and value that feedback, even if it's critical. Some of the most important lessons of my entire career have come from low points and mistakes that I've made, but also from honest and critical feedback when I've needed it.